New Year and Christmas Eve is perhaps the most magical time of the year. People reflect on the past year, make plans, and set wishes for the upcoming year. They decorate the Christmas tree, stock up on gifts, and eagerly await the arrival of magic and miracles. And the miracles come. Someone who seemed to have long given up suddenly finds love. Someone meets their guardian angel, a kind person who helps in a difficult moment. Some people's long-held wishes come true, while others fulfill someone else's dreams. Similarly, winter begins in our dwelling. The residents of the house decorate it, and the house changes its mood, transforming from an ordinary communal living space into a fantastically adorned place. So let's remember our heroes. In the communal housing, only those who could not move for some reason remain. The irresponsible father Oleg was left alone after his wife Daria abandoned him and ran away with her girlfriend, buying her own little house. Oleg is trying to cope with the challenges of raising 3 children who remain in the communal apartment. However, he still drinks and does not always give enough attention to the children. The children, left without maternal care, are forced to become independent and take care of themselves. This is the room where Anatoly once lived, who was a pillar and support for everyone in the house, but unfortunately, he passed away from old age. His girlfriend feels a very deep longing and misses her dearly beloved. She has to cope with the loss and continue her journey in this communal community. Alexandra's house, where she used to date various guys but eventually fell in love and moved in with her boyfriend to a neighboring plot. Now they live happily and love each other. And so, during this magical time of year, Paula decides to propose to Alexandra right by the festive Christmas tree. It becomes a truly romantic moment. Under the sparkling lights, Paula takes Alexandra's hand and speaks warm words to her. And of course, he asks her to be his wife. Sasha agrees. And so begins their new chapter together, filled with love and happiness. In Daria's house, the mother who left her family to live with a friend, a new story begins again. Daria discovered that she is expecting a child, and now she is once again experiencing the joy of motherhood, but this time she feels truly happy. Her new friend has made her life carefree and full of joy. Together they prepared for the new year, decorated the tree, and simply enjoyed the festivities, playing in the snow in the yard. During this festive season, Daria felt the warmth and support of her new surroundings. Happiness sparkled in her eyes. A new chapter in her life begins with hope for a bright future. But no matter what the relationships are between all these people, they all celebrate this wonderful holiday together, letting go of all the grievances of the past year. On this day, even Oleg, who usually enjoys a drink, decides to do something special. He is preparing a festive dinner for all the guests. Everyone gathers around the table, enjoying delicious food, singing songs, and relishing warm conversations. Then comes the moment of gifts. Everyone gives each other a little something, but this makes the moment special and pleasant for everyone. Children and adults alike are absolutely thrilled that they can bring joy to each other. At this moment, everyone becomes closer and the festive spirit reaches its peak. So, despite the different stories and challenging moments, these people simply enjoy each other and the magic of New Year's Eve, creating a warm and friendly atmosphere in their communal home. And then came the most magical moment of this festive evening. Santa Claus arrived. The children excitedly recite the poems they have prepared, and Grandfather Frost is not indifferent. He generously rewards them with gifts, making the children's eyes sparkle with joy and wonder. But on this evening, Santa Claus decides to delight not only the children. Adults find themselves among the lucky ones when he opens his bag of gifts. Each of them indeed receives something special that brings smiles and joy. But on New Year's Eve, it is essential to make a wish. Each person, when left alone with themselves, comfortably settled in bed, reflects on what they would like to wish for. Varvara missed Anatoly deeply. After her mother left the family, it was he who took care of her more than her own father. Anatoly left her his restaurant as an inheritance, but Varvara does not understand the restaurant business well and is struggling to manage it. In her memory live the moments of childhood when she was still small and Anatoly taught her how to cook. And so she made a wish for Anatoly to return to life, and for them to manage the restaurant together. Vera always loved her dad much and wanted his attention, which he did not always give her. She is already a mature girl and understands perfectly that her father has an alcohol addiction, and that many problems in their family are related to this harmful habit. So she made a wish, hoping that her father would no longer drink. In her heart, there was hope that this change would help them become a happy family again, and she would be able to enjoy close moments with her beloved dad. Dima was too small, so he simply wished for a big toy in the shape of a dragon. Oleg, who started drinking after Daria left, decided at the moment to wish for happiness in his personal life. He deeply believed that Daria would return, and that moment would mark a new beginning for their relationship. Ahead he saw a bright future filled with joy and a reunion with what he had once lost. But Sasha had everything going well in her life, a beloved man, financial stability, and a cozy home. Moreover, her loved one had proposed to her. Now her only desire was a lavish wedding, to which many guests would be invited. Daria was so truly happy that she wished this happiness would never end. By the way, on that New Year's Eve she gave birth to a child. You can find out who the father is on my Telegram channel. Varvara's morning began as usual. School days, routine, and the constant race against time. However, this day was special. When she stepped out of her room, she suddenly sensed an incredible aroma of delicious food that had not been felt in their home for a long time. Following the scent, Varvara headed to the kitchen and met Anatoly. In the first moments, the girl was even frozen in surprise. It seemed to her that it was some kind of dream. Varvara, feeling anxious, began to talk to Anatoly to make sure that he had really returned. They had breakfast together, and the girl could not hide her joy. She arrived late to school because she couldn't tear herself away from the happy moment. In their conversation, they agreed that when Varvara returns from school, they will go to the restaurant. There, Anatoly promised to teach her how to manage the business, opening up new prospects and opportunities for the girl. Dima's morning, the boy woke up and noticed a large plush dinosaur next to him, which he had asked Grandfather Frost for so eagerly. This unexpected gift turned an ordinary morning into a real fairy tale. Dima was so excited that he couldn't tear himself away from his new friend. He hugged him and talked. Diving into the imaginary world at that moment, happiness turned out to be infinite. This simple story reminds us that for a child's happiness, often simple yet magical things are enough. Vera's morning began as usual. She went to school, but after school at home, she waited for her dad, as she usually did, to spend time with him. Almost every time he rejected her and went to drink, on this wonderful day, he suggested that they build a snowman, and the girl's happiness knew no bounds. After she had enjoyed herself, they even went to watch a movie together. Oleg had never spent so much time with his daughter. Usually he played with her rarely and for no more than an hour, but this time he spent the whole evening with her and didn't touch a drink. The girl was very happy with this turn of events. Alexa wanted to order some dessert for himself and his children. The delivery was brought by a pretty girl. An instant spark flew between her and Oleg, and he started talking to her, while she responded to him quite sweetly. Words led to words, and they became engaged in a dialogue that is impossible to break away from. As they immersed themselves in conversation, they reminisced about their childhood, and Oleg suggested that her swing on the swings. They dove into their carefree childhood, feeling good. Yes, Oleg dreamed of his ex-wife returning, but one cannot glue a broken vase. However, with his new girlfriend, he might find his happiness. They exchanged numbers. Oleg even allowed himself a little boldness and hugged the girl before she left. After that, he, as if intoxicated by happiness, settled in the kitchen and couldn't wipe the smile off his face. The new acquaintance brought him hope for happiness. Sasha's morning began with discussions about a wedding. She dreamed of a lavish ceremony but faced a difficulty. Since she didn't have many acquaintances, her circle was limited to ex-boyfriends and neighbors from the communal apartment. Suddenly, someone knocked on her door. A lady appeared who wanted to get to know her, and more people followed behind her. Sasha had a wonderful time with them. Someone even brought a pie that they all enjoyed together. At the end of the visit, some of the guests even offered to help organize her wedding. When everyone left, Sasha was surprised and, at the same time, happy. She didn't quite understand what had happened, but the sudden appearance of new acquaintances gave her hope and joy. Daria's morning began with a desire to enjoy life and continue being happy. In this cold season, she dreamed more and more of the warm sea. Together with her friend, they set off to this paradise corner. Here by the ocean, she simply carefree immersed herself in a world of pleasure. The girls were swimming on mattresses. They built sandcastles as if returning to their childhood. They sunbathed, enjoyed the warm rays of the sun, prepared delicious food on the grill, and ate it with appetite. Daria went canoeing for the first time in her life, and it was wonderful. She and her friend jumped off a bridge into the ocean as if returning to a moment of carefree childhood. They also went snorkeling, observing a variety of fish underwater. These moments were filled with joy, relaxation, and carefree fun. Daria was happy and didn't even think about her difficult past. After school, Varvara and Anatoly went to the restaurant to start their business management training. Anatoly explained to her that the owners of the restaurant are the face of the establishment and they must look presentable. Therefore, they chose classic outfits in the same colors for themselves. Then he told her about the importance of greeting each guest, maintaining order, and assisting the staff with cleaning. All the things he told her back in childhood now held a special meaning and significance for Varvara. She listened carefully and followed every instruction. As a result, the restaurant began to gain popularity, guests left satisfied, and Varvara and Anatoly rejoiced in the success of their venture. The training and joint efforts led to their restaurant becoming a place where people enjoyed spending time and returned again. Oleg, completely absorbed in the magic of a new acquaintance, decided to invite the girl on a date to an exquisite park with a castle. From that moment on, changes occurred in his life and he transformed from a choleric into a cheerful person. The date began with a romantic meeting at the castle, where Oleg gallantly kissed the girl's hand and gave her a beautiful rose. After that, they went on a tour of the castle, admiring all the amazing sights. Even rainy weather could not stop them from enjoying the moment, kissing in the rain in the backyard of the castle. Sitting in a cozy shelter, they spent long hours in deep and heartfelt conversations. They felt as if they had truly known each other for eternity, indeed as if fate had brought them together. Oleg had a great date, ending it with a kiss. Now, feeling happy and full of memories, he headed home. Oleg realized that it was time for an important and open conversation with Daria and suggested meeting at a cozy cafe. Seriously and patiently delicately, he expressed the thought that it was time for them to officially divorce. They have not lived together for a long time, and Oleg felt that it was time to officially put an end to their relationship. In life, there are times when relationships just don't seem to work out. Daria and Oleg realized that their compatibility was not the best, like a small scratch that doesn't heal. But then a new girl appeared in Oleg's life, and magic happened. There was perfect harmony between them, as if they had found the key to a long-awaited mystery. Sometimes, to find true happiness, you need to make room for something new and more suitable. Several months of preparation for Sasha and Paul's wedding flew by like one day, and the momentous day had arrived. The couple had a large backyard where they decided to hold the celebration. Many guests came to them who traditionally threw rice at the newlyweds. They ate, drank, made beautiful toasts, raised their glasses of champagne, and danced. The newlyweds and guests were having fun, and by the end of the celebration, Sasha and Paul came to the altar, where they vowed eternal love to each other and exchanged rings. Their day ended with a wedding night. This New Year's story undoubtedly tells us that in every person, whether they are an alcoholic or a promiscuous woman, there is always something positive and uplifting, and everyone deserves a piece of their happiness and a wonderful, good, kind New Year's miracle. Dear viewers, I wish you the fulfillment of all your desires and a good mood during this winter holiday season. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and see you next time. Bye bye. Also, check out my Telegram channel.